everyone, welcome to our class tonight. I'm Jennifer, I'm the owner of Auburn Yoga and Pilates. Tonight we are going to be doing a combination Pilates and yoga class. We'll be using light weights. If you have some, grab some. Otherwise, you can do what I'm doing and use water bottles if you can't find your weights. Okay, we'll get started. So we'll start off in a seated position with your legs bent and your feet planted. And we're going to start off just by scooping your spine. So what we're going to do is we're going to exhale, pull our abdominals back toward our spine, and inhale nice and tall. So exhale, scoop, inhale, lift. And again, exhale, scoop, inhale, lift, exhale, scoop, inhale, lift. 4 more. So 4 more of these. 3 more. 2 more. Really just finding those abdominals tonight. 1 more. Now, if you're able to, taking those arms and reaching them forward as you scoop back a little bit more. Scooping back and coming up. Now you decide how far you want to scoop back. You want to scoop back to the point where you feel a challenge, but it's not so overwhelming that you have to really jerk yourself back up. Four more. Still pulling the abdominals back toward the spine. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Now this time we're going to add on. Scooping back and taking one arm, sweeping it out to the side, tracking that arm, coming back, lifting up. Same thing other side. Scoop, sweep, come back, come up. Scoop, sweep, come back, come up. Scoop, sweep, back, and up. Keep going. And 2 more. Scoop, sweep. 1 more. And now this time coming all the way back slowly to your mat. Reaching those arms overhead. Exhale them down by your side. Inhale those arms overhead. Exhale them down by your side. As you move your arms, keep your rib cage stable. Two more. Last one. Now really lengthen those arms. Reach through those fingers, engage the tricep. Modified. Keep your head down, more advanced, low neck, tuck chin. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like those arms are slapping water. Try to keep your torso perfectly still. And one more set here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take those legs up and take one leg into a passe position. So it's sort of like a triangular position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. 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 One more time each side. Switch. Switch. And taking it in, drop the head down, legs are down. Coming into a modified roll up. Modified of this position, just do an abdominal crunch. Inhale, reach the arms long, and exhale, just come into a scoop. Or if you're able to, on that exhalation, coming into that bent leg roll up, reaching nice and tall on the way up, and ever so slowly coming back down. So, inhaling to prepare that abdominal squeeze. It lets you float right on up. Trying for 4 more of these. Two more. And last one. Next time, hold it down. Lengthen those legs. Create vertical arms. Now modified, bend one leg, bend your left leg. Or if you're able to, reach that right leg long while keeping that left leg long. And really trying to press that femur down toward the floor, if you can. Modified would be here. Take that leg, lifted leg, circle it around. And circle. And circle. As you make these leg circles, you want to try to keep that rib cage ever so still. So ideally, the only thing moving is that leg. Reverse direction. Two more. Last one. Taking it down. Switching sides. So same thing, side two, if you can, both legs extended, modified, lower leg bent, upper leg, down, around, and up. Give those abdominals a good squeeze to keep everything but that upper leg from moving. Two more. And switch direction. Last one. And dropping that down. And bringing those feet in so that they're relatively close to your hips. So try not to leave a big distance between your heels and your hips. Arms are by your side. Lift those hips. So when you lift those hips, ideally, you'd like to see those ankles directly under the knee. Dropping it down, lifting it up. Dropping down, lifting up. Grounding down through both feet. This time, hold the hips up and pulse for 3. 3, 2, 1, come down. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Last one. Oh, I fibbed. One more. 3, 2, 1. Come down. Now, legs coming up. Legs coming together. Squeeze those legs in toward the midline. Now, you can place your arms by your side with your palms facing down. There will be other options for your arms as we go on. We're going to do some leg drops. So starting off, we'll drop down for 3 counts and come up for 1 count. 3, 2, 1, lift up. 3, 2, 1, lift up. Now as the legs drop, make sure the back of your rib cage stays down. Now, just a little adjustment in the middle. We'll drop for 1 and lift for 3. Now, I think I'm going to keep my hands here today. If you really feel solid and stable, then you can bring your arms up. But make sure that you don't sacrifice your rib cage if you choose that option. And coming down 1, up, 2, 3. Down 1, up, 2, 3. Down, up, 2, 3. 4 more. 2. Last one. And dropping it down and flipping over. So, coming onto your belly. Arms by your side, thigh bones parallel to each other. From here, we're going to start with what is more of a yoga movement. But then we'll transition into some true Pilates mat movements. We're going to do a little baby flowing cobra. So come up and come down. Coming up, coming down. Now, don't be dependent on your arms. Use your actual back body. 2 more. 2. 1, coming down. Now, reaching those arms forward as you come into a true prone position. We're going to start off with modified swimming. So, opposite arm and leg, lift. So, as you lift your right arm, you're going to lift your left leg. And because we're modifying to begin with, we'll drop it down before doing the other side. So, head hovers over the floor, neck is in natural alignment with the spine, and lift, lift, lift. Focus on the length of those levers, lift. Focus on the stability of your midsection, trying to move just your limbs. Two more. 2, 1. Now, modified folks, you're going to keep doing that movement, or more advanced. You're going to hover head, chest, arms, and legs off of the mat. So, engage the back body. And lift, now swim. And rest. Take those hands by your side. Come up into a kneeling position. Now, if you have sensitive knees, you're going to want to modify this either by choosing a totally non-kneeling option or simply by patting the knees. And then you're going to grab your hand weights if you have them. If not, you can use cans, you can use water bottles, anything will work. So, kneeling, thighs parallel to each other. And starting off, reach, over, back, and down. Lift, reach, back and down. Lift, reach, lift, reach. Just waking up that side body. 3, 2, 1. Now, very similar, except we're going to bring our arms out to the side, parallel to the floor. Now, unless there's a reason, try not to drop the arms from here. So from here, we're going to do the same thing. Lift, reach, up and back. Up, reach, up and back. One more each side. And dropping it down. I'm going to temporarily turn to the side just so you can see the side view on this. So you're kneeling. Now what you're going to try to do is keep a relatively straight line, knee, hip, and shoulder. Try not to do this. Try to hinge back from the knee. With that said, holding those weights, maybe your hinge is going to be fairly small. Hinge back from the knee with an interior shoulder raise. Coming back. and up. Back and up. Keep that going. Now, keep doing what you're doing, or hinge back, hold, coming forward. Hinge back, hold, coming forward. So legs and arms working, and core coming back. One more. Now, if you want, on the hold, reach up, forward, and come back up. So, if this pains your back in any way, don't do it. You are increasing that lever. You're bringing the arms up with light weights. Makes it much more challenging. So plan accordingly. And two more. And last one. And now coming into a seated position. Of course you can sit on that blanket, but you don't necessarily need to. We're going to finish up the Pilates portion with some rowing. So, sitting, legs out in front. Grabbing hold of those weights. Now, you want to take those weights to the front of your shoulders with your elbows out to the side. And we're going to scoop back like we did at the beginning. Now we're going to twist and open up to one side. Twist, center, twist, center. Now fold forward. Use those triceps to really press those arms back, those palms up. You're folding forward and come back to center. So, a side view of this, and then I'll turn back to the front, is here. Scoop back. While you're in the scoop, keep the legs and the hips still. Open up. Center. Open up the other way. Center. Fold forward. And come back up. So, scoop. Open. Open. Fold. And out. Scoop back. Legs still. Open. So you have to engage those hips and thighs. Open. Fold forward. And come back. Scoop. Open. Open. Now, if you can, we're going to open the opposite way first. If not, it's no big deal. Scoop. Open. Open. Fold. And come out. Scoop. Open. Open. Press back and out. Two more. Scoop. Open. Open. Fold. Come forward. Last one. Scoop. Open. come down. Okay, so believe it or not, we did over 20 minutes of that little Pilates section. So we'll transfer into the yoga portion. So feel free to sit on a blanket or not. We will start circling that spine. And reverse direction. So one advantage of doing this little Pilates section first is you should be all warmed up. And holding it in the center. And we did warm up that lateral body in Pilates, so this time sweeping that arm up, wrapping that hand gently around the head, bringing that elbow forward, coming into a rotation with the spine, bringing that elbow back up, lengthening that arm, coming down. So, reach, wrap, rotate, and come back up. So, flowing with your breath. Now, of course, that yoga breath is different than the Pilates breath. Now, if that confuses you and it gets you all jumbled up in your mind, don't worry about it. Basically, to summarize, the yoga breath is a deep diaphragmatic breath. Ideally, it's a completely nostril breath. It goes in through the nose, out through the nose. And we'll do one more time on each side. Actually, if you're like me, this was side one. So I need to do one more to be back even. And bringing it center and coming into an all fours position on that mat. So lining up those wrist creases so that they are parallel to the short end of the mat. And pointing those toes straight back. And moving to a couple cows. So spill your pelvis forward, press that heart center forward, and then scoop, rounding that back body. Moving between cat and cow. And then hold the neutral spine. Walk those hands forward. Modify. Walk the hands even further forward and come into a puppy dog pose. Or if you feel comfortable doing so, curl the toes under, press back into downward facing dog. Again, hopefully, this feels a little more at ease because our bodies are warm. However, if you're still feeling tight, feel free to put some softness in those knees. But try to really extend that spine and extend those arms. balls of the feet, gaze forward at the space between your hands. Step or lightly hop your feet up into that space. Heart forward, head forward, fold forward. Inhale, sweep those arms up. And exhale, those arms down, coming into a standing mountain pose. Coming into a few sun salutations. We might as well keep that body warm since we already warmed up. So, inhaling those arms up, exhaling those arms down. Heart forward, head forward, fold forward, step to plank. You can modify knee down plank. Lower to chaturanga or to the floor. Modified, lift to cobra. If you're able to, engage those legs, lift to up dog. Only hands and feet on the floor, shoulders right over wrists. Press back, down dog, hold down dog. Lift to the balls of the feet, step or hop, feet forward. Heart forward, head forward, fold forward. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale those arms down. Trying that same thing again. Inhaling up, exhale down. Heart forward, head forward, fold forward. Come back to plank. Either chaturanga or to the floor, coming to cobra, or to up dog, press back, down dog. Holding down dog. Now, you decide. You can go through 2 more rounds of sun salutations at your own pace. You can choose to rest, or maybe you go somewhere in the middle and you decide that one more sun salutation would really be the most appropriate for you. However you feel, move with your breath, making it a moving meditation of sorts. Now, I've been saying you can step to plank or a knee down version. Some people like to add a little bit more power. They like to jump to chaturanga. If you feel like that's something you can do, you can jump to chaturanga. And down dog traditionally is held about 5 deep diaphragmatic breaths. So keep going, or when you've decided that you've had enough, you can drop and rest in child. So if you haven't already, getting yourself ready to drop down into child's pose. and coming up into an all fours position. Noticing how your hips, your ribs, and your shoulders are pretty square to the floor. We're going to try to maintain that as we come into spinal balances. So opposite arm and leg, reach, drop down. Trying the other side. Lengthen. Drop down. Moving from side to side with your breath. Being very mindful of trying to get full extension in with the arm and the leg. Don't worry about height. Worry more about length. And even though it's not the Pilates portion of the class, trying to be very aware of what your midsection is doing as your arm and leg moves. So often we're not mindful. We move and we don't think about moving. And obviously that's natural. But there are times where you do want to be conscious of your movement. This is one of them. As you extend your arm and your leg away, you don't want to compromise your back. So engage your abdominals like they're a tray, supporting those inner organs in that spine. And then when you've done as many rights as lefts, holding it in the center, and then transitioning back into a seated position. And taking those feet together, finding those sitting bones. So sometimes you have to do a little wiggling from side to side. Fold forward. Stretch your back body. Stretch your outer hips and thighs and maybe your inner hips and thighs. Coming up, taking those legs out wide. Now, how wide is up to you. You want your feet wider than your hips. But other than that, it's entirely up to you. Keep your knees upward facing as you fold forward. Now, your fold may be small, medium, or big. Hopefully finding a stretch in your hamstrings and in your inside thighs. Walking up slowly. Lengthening your spine. Really, really tall. Keep that length in your spine. And try to stay on your axis. Sometimes people want to tip, they want to come forward, they want to go back. Try to stay pretty much on that vertical axis, like you're stuck there. And then twist to one side. One hand is behind the leg, and one hand can be in front of the leg, or you can actually touch the outside of the leg if you prefer. Bringing it to the center. And of course, same thing, other side. So we'll be doing some final stretches and cooling down now. We've been at it for just about 40 minutes. So good job to those of you who followed along either live, which is always nice, or on replay, which is also nice. Thank you for continuing to support the studio during these unusual times. Bringing it back to center, and then taking those legs and bringing them together and coming into a supine position on that mat with those feet pointed and those knees pointing upward. And taking those feet out to the edges of the mat. If you're not on a mat, just a little wider than your hips. Take your arms into goalposts or straight out to the side. And just windshield wiper those legs. Feel free to let that hip lift slightly off the floor. And holding it in the center, bringing those feet back to hip distance apart, hugging those knees into your chest. And making little circles with your right knee. Making little circles with your left, reversing the circle with your right knee. I'm getting ahead of myself. And now making little circles with that left knee. And reversing direction. Holding it center. Now modified. You're going to drop one foot flat to the floor, and you're going to take one leg, and you're going to try to place your ankle directly over your knee. So you want your shin bone to be perfectly vertical. And you're going to gently press your knee toward the floor for half, sometimes it's called happy baby or upturned bottom. If you feel comfortable, you can do both at the same time. If not, hold one side for a couple more breaths. And then switching sides. Of course, if you decided to do both sides at once, you can just hold and enjoy a little bit longer. Just doing a time check. We're trying to keep ourselves on schedule. Release. And We've been going about 45 minutes, so it is about time for final relaxation. You want to bring yourself into a completely comfortable position. For many people, that's simply laying supine. For others, a prop under the knees or under the feet is beneficial. Well, challenging ourselves and working hard is important. Being able to relax and being able to relax as completely as possible is equally important. Sometimes our bodies simply benefit most from quiet and rest. Notice your breath. Don't try to change it. Just notice it. Allowing your arms and your legs to melt into the mat. Relax large muscles, relax small muscles. And then beginning to bring movement back into your fingers, your toes, eventually your arms and legs. And of course, if you're not ready to come out, there is no mandate that you need to. Roll to one side, lift to a seated position. Inhale, sweeping those arms up. Exhale, those hands down. The light within me salutes the light within you. Namaste. Hope you are all doing well and have a great night. Thanks for joining us again. We'll see you soon.